Good morning, everybody. We are live. We are live with a concussion discussion here to talk about realistically any boxing, any possible MMA that I would know about because I did tape a little bit of MMA this week too as well. So I'm pretty excited. Once we get a few people on here, we'll go start talking about some of my favorite bets, some plays that I have on the table, some things that I'm going to be looking into live. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back dropping content. Really grinded this week. I was on the tape train like crazy to say the least. Taped. I've been trying to track my tape hours, and I tracked about 22 hours of tape this week. So, yeah, I'm fucking brain dead. Excited for it to all come to fruition tomorrow. I'll be playing very few football bets. Damn, why is this cup falling apart already? Playing a few football bets and relaxing, watching some movies, man. So I'm excited to talk some boxing with y'all. Once we get some people in here, some comments rolling, we'll start chopping it up. We'll talk about what I got for the weekend. And we'll talk about what y'all have for the weekend because this is a discussion. This is not a radio. Mar, my brother, salute. Hope you're doing well. I just want to say, because I know you're an Ohio guy, I actually think the Browns are on upset alert. Shout out to my boy Guru. My boy Guru, also another Ohio guy. My guy sent me a rain bet slip. What's up, Nathan? Speaking of rain bet slips, my guy sent me a rain bet slip that had Philadelphia Eagles on them, which already had 3. And you guys know I love the rain bet fade of the day. So you give me 2 more slips that have the Philadelphia Eagles on them, I'm gonna take the Cleveland Browns. I don't care. We fading rain bets, UK pushing Makhmudov money line. I've seen 3 rain bet fades for Makhmudov's money line already. So David Allen, I don't know if you've watched my prediction videos yet. I have 3 prediction videos up for this weekend. I have David Allen, Makhmudov, I have Boots Lima, and I have Guido, Vianello, and Alexis Barriere, all of which I drop at minimum an even money to a plus money play at the end for my predictions. And I'll just break out my Allen Makhmudov. I chose David Allen. Money line. My unit sizes are $50 a unit. So I have 3.1 units on David Allen. And I also have 0.8 of a unit on David Allen by knockout. I'm a full transparent bettor. Let me pull out my BetMGM app. He's still a plus 100 on BetMGM. I don't know if that moved overnight or not. But yeah, I'm on David Allen for the tape regardless. I think Makhmudov, I've said it time and time again, he is the worst heavyweight I've ever taped outside of maybe Ebenezer Teta. Outside of Ebenezer Tete, I'm sorry. I don't think there's a heavyweight I've taped worse. Gas bag after 4 rounds. Shout out Chilltown Boxing, TJ. He actually has told me that the Takam fight was a little bit more impressive than maybe I was giving credit for. So I went back and rewatched that last night. And yeah, it was impressive, but what's it called? Takam was 41 years old in that fight. So I do think that's something important to take note of. 1 second here. I'm pulling out my slips here. But yeah, I'm all the way locked in on David Allen. I have a unit on Guido Vianello too as well, which rain bet seems to be pushing Guido too as well. But sometimes I got to roll with the tape. So again, full transparency. This is all the slips that I have so far. I have a $20 bet that's on Guido Vianello, David Allen, and Boots to go later than 8 rounds. I have 3 separate bets, all $50 each on David Allen. And the reason I did 3 separate $50 bets is because they were offering me a 25% boost. So I got David Allen from plus 100 to plus 125. So, and they gave me 3 of those. So I put them all on David Allen. I have 41. Oh, that was the bottom. I have 41.36 on David Allen by knockout. So about 0.8 of a unit. And then I have, where's that Guido play? And then I have a full unit on Guido as of right now. So I do a lot of live betting. I do a lot of live betting. Those are just what I have pre-bets here, what I've been building throughout the week. I've been really blessed with the last month and a half of my units and how I've been doing my bankroll. So I had a little bit of spare units to spare. You know, I'm going to be honest, guys. If Mak gets him out of there 1 through 4, that's his winning record. That's his winning method. If you're going to take Mak, you take Mak 1 through 4 or 1 through 6. That's the only way you take him. You don't take him any other way. Scott, what up, bro? Hope you're doing well. Scott, good to see you, brother. I thought putting Allen to win after getting knocked down plus 900. I think that's a good bet. David Allen has a shit brick house head, and he can absolutely get knocked down and outlast too as well. I'm just worried he gets in his own head. I sprinkled Allen by decision. I understand. I feel like Allen by decision is getting some traction because of what Allen said in the interview. I would just be shocked if Makhmudov has 12 rounds of gas to be able to stand up personally. That's just my personal thing. But David Allen by decision at what'd you get it? Like plus 600? Good bet. I also like David Allen 7 through 12. I have in a little stupid parlay that I had a bonus bet on. I have David Allen 7 through 12. I got it at plus 700. The line on FanDuel moved to plus 600. So if you're interested, I think sprinkling Allen 7 through 12 is also interesting if you think he takes a decision too, because it's very similar line. And I think if he stops him, that's when he stops him. Am I live betting Padley Bellotti? Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Mark. Sorry, y'all. Had to get my first sip of coffee of the day. I've been holding this, haven't sipped it once. Damn, bro. Scooter's coffee flavor of the day. It's my shit. I'm a black coffee whore, y'all. Black coffee whore for real. All right. Am I live betting? So I will definitely be live betting it, but I think I'm going to take fight not to go the distance pre. From what I saw, it was plus 200 still too as well on DraftKings. So fight not to go the distance pre. I'm thinking about putting a unit on it. Again, my unit size is $50, full transparency for anybody. But I'm kind of in between if I should wait a few rounds to see. But I really think Padley stops him. I don't think Reese Bellotti is all that good, to be honest with you. A lot of people think I rate him higher than I rate him. And he got his ass whooped, what was it, 4 months ago? Like bad. It was a bad ass whooping. And Josh Padley moving down in weight. He has size to compete with Mark Chamberlain up in weight. He looked good against Shakur on, a day notice. So I don't know. I don't want to say look good, but he looked like a fringe world fighter. So might turn a sloppy ass fight in the ends going rounds. Yeah, that's the biggest thing is it could turn sloppy because they're both gas bags. They both are gas bags. A lot of holding, grabbing, and slow dancing. One thing about Dave Allen with his grabbing, when Dave Allen grabs, he likes to collar tie. He likes to underhook and things of that nature, but he'll pull you down and punch you into something when he's pulling you down. It's really veteran tactics. It's almost like Muay Thai clinch work. I really like it. My pick has been Allen by decision. I mean, if Allen wins by decision, I'll be hyped as hell if Allen wins, period. I only have, like I said, a 0.8 of a unit on the knockout. So, like I said, 3.1 units on Dave Allen to win 3.1 units, just a little bit above. Actually, that would be like 3.3 units. And I would be hyped because I would set my day up very well for the rest of the day. If Guido won, that'd be cool. And I would just be a hype camper in general. So, yeah, I mean, Hans history will, again, guys, if you guys are taking Allen by decision, I think the number is so damn good. Why the fuck not? Salute, Chris. Hope you're doing well, brother. Let's eat. Praying for that Moya pick. I guess there's about 3 more fights until Post will even fight. So let's hope that Moya comes through. Makhmudov is a master of the backhead shots. DK used to have a fighter just by DK. Just don't see it. Damn. I didn't know that they used to have fighters just by disqualification. I believe maybe BetMGM may have it just by pure method of victory. There is one book that does have it. Let me try to find it for you. I know Bet365 for big fights has the pure method of victory. For like boots, they'll have like a disqualification. Yes, sir. Combat Sports Today. What's up? Hope you're doing well, brother. Drop a like. Please do, guys. Drop a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed right now. Go check out Combat Sports Today. Go check them out on Twitter, Instagram. They're on YouTube as well. They're really, shout out to Phil and the Combat Sports Today team. They're kind of the guys that got me started in doing these boxing breakdowns on YouTube. The first ever boxing breakdown official one I've ever done was actually Vasily Lomachenko versus George Kambosos. And I called Vasily Lomachenko, George Kambosos 7 through 12 knockout at plus 300. First ever boxing breakdown I've ever done. And at that moment, I kind of realized that's like in the, I guess you could say the boxing betting space, I would feel my niche is props. That's kind of the guy I would hope that's where you guys come to me for. No one needs to come to me for a minus 400 money line or minus 600 money line. I'm hoping to find everything else in between the lines. So hope to be that guy for you guys always. And Phil, my dog, I appreciate you. For real, I love you, bro. Don't even mean that, as you know, no homo, bro. It's on C's, Brody. Yep, it's been a little under 3. Dude, the Gardner fight was in July. He has to turn around. Probably didn't spar much, but dude, he has to turn around, cut the weight, take the weight draining, and get banged out like that, bro. Like, come on. Padley's going to smoke this guy. Padley by stoppage. What is Padley by stoppage's number right now? Let's do a little bit of line shopping, boys. Let's do a little bit of line shopping together. Phil, Big C's, appreciate you, brother. Any other fights you guys want to talk about too as well? It seems to be the Bilal Fawaz versus Boston fight is like a big fight of topic. And it's hilarious is going back and forth with people because I scored the first fight. I actually scored it 7-3 for Bilal, and I had it 1 swing round for Boston. And my question is how much has Boston improved fight over fight since then? Because we see with these young fighters, they improve fight over fight immensely. Like, it's insane how fast these younger fighters improve. Plus 250 Padley TKO. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't absolutely agree more, man. I think Padley gets that stoppage. I think Padley absolutely gets that stoppage. So, but yeah, so I think we get Padley, but also fight not to go the distance at plus 200. If they still have it at plus 200, could also be one of those things too, as well. That's very interesting. I favor Vianello Barriere going the distance more than I don't. If it was a 12-round fight, I would favor Guido to get the stoppage 10 through 12. But I think in a 10-round fight, it kind of comes down to the gas tank of which I guess I should say how much gears does Guido have to go through, because I don't think Alexis is very good. I think he's good for the early half of a fight. So like the first 3 or 4 rounds. But I think after rounds 3 or 4, he falls off a cliff. He likes a jousting in and out style, almost like he's playing tennis in a way, which is funny because Guido Vianello comes from a tennis playing family. But I think he has zero inside fighting. That's one thing about Alexis Barriere. And it's that amateur style background, that Olympic amateur style background. You can absolutely tell comes to bite him in the ass because he can't fight on the inside. He has no pocket boxing. I think Guido is a little bit too prone to clinch in fights. I do think he clinches a little bit much, but I think his fight over fight is just getting better. I just think fight over fight, he's just personally getting better. So that's kind of where I go. That's kind of where I go for it specifically. So I would take the fight to go the distance. I don't know if that's a bet I would take, actually. Let me pause. I want to touch over under rounds, fight to go the distance in this case. I would only take Guido Vianello. I guess if you want to take a prop, it would probably be Guido Vianello late rounds, 6 through 10. So that's kind of the way I would play it. But I think Guido Vianello's line at even money is, my opinion, good enough to take. I got it at plus 100 on Bet MGM. I don't know if it's still there too as well. So I don't see Padley stopping Bell. I'm assuming Bell isn't completely washed. Let's keep in mind people were picking Bell to beat Gardner. Yeah, people were crazy. Yeah, but just because people were picking him doesn't mean it was right. Like, I wasn't picking Bell to beat Gardner, and there are people picking Makhmudov that I don't think have any semblance of boxing IQ. Like, there are people that I know for a fact don't watch tape that pick fights. There are people I know for 100% fact that don't. There's a dude right now that said, I think Makhmudov gets Dave Allen out of there around 9 on Twitter. There's really a dude that said that. I have nothing to say to that. I have nothing to say to that. But no, personally, I do see Padley stopping him. I think he looks like he's in great shape. I think that will come down in weight class is going to help him personally. Sorry, I went on a Makhmudov rant. I've been ranting about Makhmudov too much lately. My apology, brother. But yeah, Hans History Vault. I just think the body work will do him in. I think eventually there will be a pace and pressure point, and everyone gets old. Father time beats everyone, and I don't care who you are. You took the damage, dude. Bellotti took a lot of damage against Gardner. It wasn't like pitter-patter shots. He took a lot of damage, mate. He took an absolute lot of damage. So, and I think that's something to note too as well. And Padley's been going through the gears when it comes to fights lately. So I like Padley. I took Padley versus Mirko by stoppage at plus 150, I believe. And I'm going to ride the train again here. I'm just going to take the fight not to go the distance on the off chance that anything can happen. I'll take the 50 cents less of a wash personally. So. I do think Bell could win, but I doubt he does since he couldn't do it to Gardner. He has the ability. If I may ask, Hans History, well, what do you see from a technicality standpoint, from an X's and O standpoint, that you think Bellotti? Because I don't think Bellotti's good. I don't think Bellotti's good. 100%. If Mak wins, it's by 100%. The only way to play Mak, in my personal opinion, is you on BetMGM 1 through 6 plus 240, or BetMGM 1 through 4. Plus 360. Only way to play it. Daniel, I hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. We're going to keep it moving forward from the past, of course, man. But I just want you to know I agree with everything you said, too, as well. I got Allen over Arslanbek. I'm actually very heavy on Allen, too, as well. Biggest thing about here with Allen for me is I know everyone. The one thing about Allen I want everyone to know where Arslanbek can win is Allen circles into the people's right hands. Arslanbek has a crazy right hand. For 4 rounds. After round 4, Allen could be a live hammer spot. As of right now, I already have 3 units specifically on Allen. I have just under a unit on Allen by stoppage, but that's because I think if Allen wins, I think it has to be by stoppage. I know people are on the decision, and I understand the number is good. It's a great number, and a lot of people like it. I just could not play. I couldn't play Allen by decision because I don't think Makhmudov has 12 rounds of legs. This is a 12-round fight, not a 10-round fight. And Makhmudov's only been 10 rounds one time. He just went 8 rounds one time. And after that, he's only gone, I think, 6 once. So these are things I take into consideration, especially as a 37-year-old Makhmudov. Father Time is undefeated in the end of the day. Yes, heavyweights, but shape, pace, and pressure in the end of the day. And not that David Allen's overly high volume heavyweight or anything like that, but he does punch the body. Bro, if you go watch, if he has anything semblance of the Lucas Brown fight, even though this is years ago, he fights anything like he did against Lucas Brown's with vicious body shots. He can circle to the right, jab to the body, get it moving. So I see that Vasquez is kind of becoming people's dog of the week, a lot of people's dog of the week. And I think the line's a little bit too wide, but I like Smalls, bro. I think Smalls is like, I think he's the goods, man. I think he has good movements. The range could be an issue for Vasquez. The pressure could be a good issue here, but I think the angles of Smalls, I think his backhand to the body is really good too as well. And I think Vasoli, I think he actually could get a stoppage here. I think this is a good stop for Vasoli to get a stoppage here. I think Vasoli, do we have Vasoli stoppage lines? And by the way, everyone, I'm going to catch up to everybody's comments. Appreciate you guys even being here, y'all. Shit, 17. What's up, gang? Good to see you guys. Sorry, I just want to do a little line shopping real quick. I do want to see if we can get Vasoli by stoppage, because if we can get Vasoli by stoppage, y'all, I think this is a great play we can play. Oh, Vasoli by stoppage is plus 150, y'all. Let's take it. Ride the wave. Let's go. Vasoli by stoppage, plus 150. We're going to lock in a unit right here, right now, live with the crew. Let's do it to it. Let me lock in. Let me log in. Give me 1 second, y'all. I love that play. Oh, baby, baby. Ooh-wee. Stop fucking with me. I love it. All right, y'all. Let me catch up on some comments here. I got too excited about a good line. I'll lock it in, and I'll show you guys once I locked in. I do think the turnaround for that, and that's just so you know, Hans History Volt, that's the biggest reason why I lean for the stoppage fight, not to go the distance, is the turnaround. I just think it's such a crazy time to turn around. And again, I was yelling at my phone. Like, there were multiple times they could have stopped this fight, man. So Bell's a better boxer when he approaches the fight correctly. I'm high on Padley. I guess maybe I'm a little high on actually. Unfortunately, being in New England, I only have ESPN Bet, FanDuel, and DK. On ESPN Bet, they should have these boxing odds too as well. ESPN Bet is great with round grouping, by the way. That's actually my second favorite book to bet boxing on besides Bet365. I think ESPN Bet's the shit. Money Meech, what's up, brother? He has a twitch, Arslan Abek. He has a twitch. So, which is funny because when you tape it, I had to make sure to let everybody know, guys, that's not head movement. It's a natural twitch that he has. So I don't know where the twitch came from. It could be a syndrome, a Tourette syndrome, because I don't think it's full on Tourette, or he could have a cerebral, I forget what it's called, like a cerebral, not cerebral, but a spinal contusion that can cause a twitch from then on. So the fight and not enough rest for Bill. I think he was offered to fight for good pay. He's looking to get out. Oh, another thing too. How many times has Bilotti talked about retiring? How many times has Bilotti talked about retiring? As compared to you have Padley talking about becoming a world level fighter, ready to fight at the world level. Different trajectories. Big deal to me too as well. I do think he stops Wilkins. Why don't you see it, DJ Green? You're a sharp cat, so I like to hear everybody's opinions technically. Why don't you think? Why you think James Wilkins goes the distance here? Let me pull up Big Wilk's box rec here for you. By the way, guys, the smaller fights, I only taped about a fight and a half each, just so you guys know. I only drop official predictions for the fights that I tape heavy on. So I like Vasoli's pace, man. I like Vasoli's pressure. I mean, 8 rounds is a little bit difference here. And I know that he went long because the only fight that I saw with the old boy with Wilkins was the Chevalier fight, Brian Chevalier. But yeah, that was the Chevalier fight that made me think like this dude is pretty tough, man. But I just like Vasoli, man. I'm a little bit high on this guy here. I think he has good volume and good body work too as well. And I think at plus money, I just have to take a stab at it. Bovada has the over 7.5 free money, in my opinion. Are we talking about Boots 7.5, or what fight are we talking about 7.5 specifically? Talk me into this. You know what, DJ Green? You may have actually just talked me into not taking Vasili by stoppage. I think I let my fandom get ahead of me there. And as the homies say, always bet with your mind, not with your heart. So you know what? I'm going to pump the brakes on this, DJ Green, for a few different reasons. Because we could possibly get Vasili's stoppage live at better odds than we probably will pre-fight. If, say, round 1 or 2, it seems like Wilkins is starting to wilt or the body shots start to take effect. So shout out to you, DJ Green. I'm going to pump the brakes on that one before I jump to my bridges for seeing a crazy number. That's why we odd shop and chill out. This is why we chop it up too. So I appreciate you. Man, I'm kind of also too. I have a sweat going on right now. It hasn't even started yet, but I'm waiting for Victor Postal and versus Alejandro Moya. Any over with Mak in it, calling it free money is insane. Calling anything with Mak over rounds free money is absolutely insane. There is nothing free about that because he could storch David Allen very early or he can fall apart. So, I mean, the one thing about Mak is he's a tough ass dude. He's gritty as hell. He zombie-like walked forward against a Jit while eating all those shots, even though when he fell apart, it looked horrible, horrible, horrible. What was I going to say about the Guido Vianello fight? And the Guido, his eye was just torched up. But, you know, guys, Guido is good, but I don't think Guido is like, I think Guido and Dave Allen are actually pretty much on the same level, even though I'd probably take Guido to beat Dave Allen. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would say that's probably fair. You think Smalls gets Vasquez out of there? Nah, I think Smalls is going to win a decision, and I think it's going to have a few closer rounds than people could get it credit for. Vasquez is a tough customer, man. I like Hackett. I don't love Hackett. That's like the best way I break down Jaleel Hackett. I like Hackett. I don't love Hackett. So any idea on the Tamir Small fights? Yeah, we were just chopping it up about that. I like Tamir Smalls. I think Tamir Smalls probably gets it done by decision. This is one of those live bet opportunities, to my opinion, though. A lot of people like Vasquez as a dog, and a lot of people that I trust like Vasquez as a dog. I think it's one of those fights you watch live, and if body work starts to take it, like these are the things that I look for watching fights live, if I may tell you guys. Does the body work, how much early and often body work are we looking for one fighter? How is the pace and range looking? The fighter that's losing, is he starting to look frustrated? Is he starting to lose his shape? Is he starting to overthrow and miss, causing him to lose cardio himself? These are the things I look for when I'm live betting to know. And then also, of course, I always keep a pen and a notepad and score fights myself, but I do two scores. I do my personal score and I do what I call the bias score, what I imagine the judges are actually scoring it. So if those kind of things match up, all of those things I just said, that's when I take live fights. So I think Tamir Smalls Vasquez is a live bet opportunity, as well as with my boy DJ Green. I also think the Vasoli fight, the Vasoli fights also versus Wilkins is a live opportunity. So these smaller fights are mostly live opportunity. Honestly, you know, I'm glad you have that much faith in Allen. Please do. I have hella money on Allen. My biggest play of the weekend is on David Allen's money line. So please, hella money for my opinion. I know for my big money bettors that ain't shit, but please have faith in him, guy. Please. I'm okay. Hey, I'm okay with the over rounds and I'm okay with the decision as long as it's Allen with his hand raised. I'm okay with it all. Mar, what are the odds on that fight are funky? Yeah, I've always liked Guido. Guido, man, like he's athletic too. He's athletic. And I just think he's kind of coming into his prime. I know Barriere's boxing in the Olympics, losing to guys in 3-round fights, but dude, I don't like the Olympic style and how it meshes, especially at the heavyweight division. Boots 1 through 6, huh? Nah, I disagree. I really like the Boots Lima over 7.5. If it happens, you can definitely come back and say, I told you so. You know, I always love a good, I told you so. I always respect those. That was a joke, by the way. But I think Lima's a tough customer, man. Lima's a tough customer. And I know McKenna's not a big puncher, but McKenna's a big ass dude. And Lima was able to go 12 rounds on 10 rounds on 5 days notice. I love the over 7.5. I think the books are disrespecting Lima's toughness. Yes, style-wise, it may be tailor-made for him to walk forward like Stan Jonas did, but Stan Jonas took 6 rounds to get out of there, and Stan Jonas is far smaller, and I don't think is anywhere near as sturdy or has a good chin like Lima does, or as good of a chin as Lima. So if you're asking me personally, yeah, I agree. His style of defense is very he's very come forward, or I'm going to come back at an angle, come back into an angle, and I'm going to strike high behind this high guard. So, and I also think that southpaw trickery could be a little bit of an issue. And we also don't know with Boots how his power is going to translate. How for the devil's argument, how different is Lima from Roman Villa? So the fight that I likened Lima to the most was Stan Jonas' style, but Villa is kind of that forward pressure marauding style. I just don't think Villa has anywhere near as good of a straight left hand as Lima does. I'm sorry, I'm starting to mind block these names that Lima does. And I also don't think he's as sturdy or tough. I think Villa is far more fragile. So Style-wise, I think you compare him far more to Stanionis. Boots 7 through 12. See, that would play into my play of over 7.5. Boots 1 through 6, pure skill for skill-wise, Boots is no far the more skilled fighter. But Lima is sturdy as hell, has a little bit to his game. He has fought in decent level of competition. He has traveled multiple times, and he's fought up at 160 and didn't even get dropped. So decision on Smalls is plus money, and the KO is minus 135 on KO. I mean, I would take Smalls by decision if I was going to play Smalls at all, especially with the plus money. Give me that. Lima has terrible feet. I do think he doesn't have great feet. I just think his style, offensively and defensively, is more so I'm going to walk in at an angle and walk out at an angle and throw. Boom, boom, boom. Lima Bean doesn't have that good of defense. I mean, it's not horrible, though. I feel like people are making it seem like it's absolutely horrible, and his inside fighting is really good. If Lima gets on the inside with Boots, who Boots himself has inside fighting deficiencies, that's going to be a fun-ass fight. And that's going to have moments where Lima could be big and strong. Man, I don't know, man. I think the 7.5 is disrespectful. I was surprised. I thought this line would be at 8.5, 9.5. When I saw 7.5, I thought, dang. Boots is always a great body puncher. Body puncher earlier. Boots will be stronger at that weight. Hey, we'll see. We will see. Again, if Boots 1 through 6 happens, would it shock me? Absolutely not. I just think the 7.5 line is disrespectful to Lima, the competition level that he's fought in, the weight class jump too as well. I mean, they handpicked this fight for a reason specifically, no doubt, but I think Lima's tough enough to go in there and at least last till 8 minutes, minute and 30 seconds left in the 8 rounds. So Lima likely makes Books look ordinary as usual. I never trust Boots to look good, but with that being said, if Boots is going to look good, Lima is the guy for Boots. Marauding style for sure, for sure. So Boston Fawaz, I scored their first fight 7-3 for Bilal, and I had 2 swing rounds in there. I believe it was it 3 and 7? I don't have my notes on me, but I had it 7-3, could have been 6-4. I thought the draw was best case scenario that they gave for Boston, which is completely insane. The one thing is that Boston is so young and fight over fight improving as compared to Fawaz is a complete style, janky awkwardness, good body work, heavier puncher in this case for sure. My question here, too, in this case here, can Boston exit more defensively responsibly? Because every time he would exit, he would either exit at a 20-degree angle with his hands down, or he would exit in a straight line with his hands dropping. So if he exit more responsibly in this fight versus Fawaz, I think he can take this fight on an easy decision like 6-4. But if we see, again, a great live bet opportunity, if we see the body work of Fawaz and the jankiness, like just the janky styles, and you see Boston freeze up. Another big thing too with Fawaz too is he wasn't following up on his shots. If he goes back to the tape and he says, damn, if I would have followed up on this shot and this shot, I would have clearly won that round. Fawaz could have won that fight with clear and just like clear eyes. So I think it comes down to the adjustments in this fight. In the first 3 rounds, let's see here. Does Boston start exiting more responsibly with his hands up and at better angles? And if Fawaz hurts him early in this fight, is Fawaz going to follow up early and often? I'm not going to take this fight pre, but I'm going to bet it live, and I'm hoping that there's some good lines after round 3. So we'll see. So those are just like my overarching thoughts on it here. I don't want to give any pre-fight bets on it because I really will be betting this fight live. Hearns is going to help Boots. Got to keep his investments soon. Hearns going to be out of match room. Hearns is trying to sell his stake in match room, if you haven't heard. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. Does he not want to be in the promote? What is he going to do next step in promotion? Does he not want to be in the promoting business at all anymore? Does he just want to bang Sky Nicholson for the rest of his life? Like, what's this man going to do? I don't know. I think the way that they have promoted Boots is absolutely insane, bro. Like, Boots has fights against guys like Roman Villa, David Avanesian, 2 fights versus Karen, Stanionis. And yeah, us hardcore fans and us actual boxing fans know these guys and we can respect a few of those wins. But when you're looking at the grand scheme of things, Boots is 34-0, 30 wins by knockout, 28 years old, and hasn't had one big money fight yet. Not one big money fight yet. It's a fucking joke. It's a mockery. I mean, the way you really made a splash moving up to 154 was going up the IBF route, trying to take Bakram's title if they would have allowed it. I know the IBF's weird with their mandatories and things of that nature and their rankings and all that bullshit. But I'm just stunned in the fact that we haven't seen a big money fight for someone like Butcher, who could be the biggest name in American boxing. So which fight has the most draw potential? I mean, people don't like back-to-back draws. It could be Junaid Boston versus Fawaz. I think Guido Barriere has draw potential as well. I think Guido Barriere actually has draw potential just because that's one of those fights that's like a true coin flip of it's a fight of two halves. Guido, I am almost certain will win 6 through 10. And Barriere, I'm certain will win 1 through 3. Now, 2 through 4 through 5, it's where that fight gets eeky and interesting. So I think Guido Barriere has a lot of draw potential. I think Boston Fawaz, even though you rarely see back-to-back draws, I think that also has some draw potential too as well. Her moved out of the UK and is based in Monaco. I think he is out in a couple of years. I don't know why I'm stuttering like that. That's why I got to read from this. That's insane, man. I like Eddie Hearns as a promoter personally. I like his personality. I like listening to him talk personally. So better than listening to fucking Oscar Coke La Hoya. No idea. Seeing Hearns is all talk with Saudi investors. They're taking over the game, mate. Oh, hell yeah, I do. Hell yes, I got early thoughts on Wardley Parker. DJ Green, you're a smart man as well, brother. I think that fight definitely has draw potential. My bad, y'all. Getting that a little bit of morning cotton mouth. That's why you don't take dabs for the live stream. So, unpopular opinion, I like Wardley. Man. I understand the Justice Hooney fight left a lot to be desired, but he gritted through in tough moments where I think he's going to learn from that a lot. I think Wardley is the far bigger puncher where Joseph Parker, we've seen him vulnerable to big shots. Joseph Parker can get in his own head and make mental mistakes. I think Wardley stays within himself. I trust Wardley to stay within himself more than I do someone like Joseph Parker. I don't really look into sparring that heavy, but Wardley is like perennially known as one of the best sparring partners across the UK in heavyweight boxing. Like, guys don't fucking like sparring him. And as ridiculous as that may sound, I read into that. And Joseph Parker is due for a title shot, but this is just one of those fights where I just feel it's like Tony Ferguson, to bring up an MMA fight. Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. Dude should have had an undisputed title shot. Now this dude had to fight Justin fucking Gaethje for this interim shot, and then he got smoked. I see something devastating happening, and I think Wardley's going to get him out of there. I think Wardley covers ground well. No one talks about his range movement. He has good ground covering. I think if he implements a little bit more body work in this fight, I think he can get him out of there too. I like Wardley. I'm not, that's pre-tape prediction. I will be doing an official prediction for that one, but I like Wardley, mate. So already put money, man. Smart man, brother. Parker probably, Wardley is volume. Wardley will put more volume, but in my opinion, Parker will have the power advantage. I don't even know if Parker does have the power advantage. I don't think he does. And I could be wrong. I think and if it is, I think it's a very slight power advantage, man. I like Wardley, man. And I think we're going to get a great line on Wardley, and I can't fucking wait. I think Parker jabs Wardley's nose off his face. If he implements the game plan that Justice Hooney could do for the first 5 rounds, absolutely could. Absolutely could. But I'm not as high on Joseph Parker as everybody else is personally. I think he's deserving of a title shot. I think him and Ajit, you could throw either one of them into a title shot and no one would cry about it. But I'm just not as high on him, I suppose. Wardley is dangerous because he doesn't fight like a heavyweight. Dude can move. He can throw volume. You know, his head movement, lack to be desired, but I like old boy, man. I think that's a fight I'm actually very excited. I don't really like breaking down heavyweight tape too much. I have to be completely honest with you. There's only few and far in between heavyweights that I really like. Oh, looks like Victor Postal is going to be coming up soon because the co-main event already happened. Let's go. I don't love breaking down heavyweight fights, but there are certain fighters I love breaking down, right? I'm excited to break down this Fabio Wardley, Joseph Parker tape. This is going to be fire. This is going to be a fun tape in my personal opinion, at least from the Fabio Wardley side. Ajit, a beast, bro. A beast. Put on my Twitter, back when I used to just post Twitter predictions there. Ajit Kaya Bell over Frank Sanchez, and we got Ajit Kaya Bell over Makhmudov, both at plus money. Fuck out of here. What were they talking about? Those books don't know shit, son. They don't know shit, son. Kyle Ball beats them all except for Usyk, which is funny though in this case here. What is funny in my personal opinion is I agree because no heavyweight beats Usyk, but if any of them has the best chance to beat Usyk, it's Kaya Bell. And it's all because we all know the one factor. We know the one factor, body snatching. It's the body snatching. Dude, Rais Salim versus Nakano. Oh, that's legit, bro. When you posted that, That shit gave me literal, bro. Like, I wish I could show you, bro. I'm have like my hair's literally standing up. I loved that fight, dude. I love breaking down these. That card is going to be the best, bro. I'm going to try to break down at least 3 fights from that card. I love breaking down Japanese and smaller weight classes. Like, those are my favorite fights to break down. Not even close. It's not even close. Even though my hit rate on them have been, that's so crazy. Is I used to be really good at Japanese boxing, and my official predictions. So y'all, if you guys are tracking or whatever, you can track all my official predictions. My official predictions are 11, 6, and 1, and I'm on a 7-3 run right now for all my official predictions. Every single prop I give is minimum even money. Everything all the way up to the draw I gave for Leicester Mobility at plus 1,600. So unit wise, we're kicking ass. We are kicking ass unit wise. But of those, one of those draws, Vegas, was Antonio Vargas, where he should have got the win. And then the losses are like Takai over Medina, where I gave Medina a lot of credit, but I still took Takai, dumbass. Sandoval versus Ken Shiro, L. And there's one more. So 2 and that one draw minimum are from Japan, which is crazy. It's my favorite boxing, and I feel like I've always done so well, but damn, I got to step up that game, baby. I got to step it up. I just can't pick Wardley against Parker. Parker carries some more advantages. I have to do the tape first. These are all pre-taped thoughts for me too as well. I'm big on, this is one thing, is I will never put good money or at least a unit on any fight that I don't have proper tape on for this fact, unless it's live betting. Live betting is completely different because that's its own game itself, right? But when it comes to taping, I have to, you can always have that bias, like, oh, I remember how this fight went. I remember how this fight went. And then you go and jump in the tape, and you're like, well, this fight went way fucking different than I even remember. And a lot of times when you have money on fights, you see it completely differently too. So, like, for example, a good example is Sandoval versus Ken Shiro, like I just said. Sandoval versus Ken Shiro, I was like, damn, Sandoval for sure won that fight. Could have been a draw. I went and rewatched it, bro, and I'm going to be honest, I thought Ken Shiro won that fight. I felt pretty confident when I rescored it on mute that Ken Shiro won that fight. And that's not even to take away trying to talk myself up. I really believe Ken Shiro won that fight. So Wardley has the hope he can outbox Parker and not get stopped. Or Wardley could stop Parker. Is that not on the table? I don't understand why we can't discount Wardley's possibility of stopping Parker at all. Well, we're gonna have to see how Catterall's style is now with Boozy, right? Is he gonna change his style? How old is Jack Catterall? I want to see if he's at that age. Catterall, let's see here. Jack Catterall is 32 years old. How much can Boozy Ennis' style change? How much can Boozy Ennis change Catterall's style at 32 years old? Esselman looked good. Man. And Esselman's someone I've actually been pretty high on for a while from the British scene. I'd lean Esselman pre-tape. I have to tape it, but I'd lean Esselman pre-tape. The funny thing is, in my personal opinion, is are we going to get a completely different Jack Catterall now that he's with Boozy? And usually you see with fighters when they change to a new camp, it usually takes at least 2 fights for them to really adopt that new style. So I'm genuinely curious. I know for a fact Jack Catterall is getting way better sparring. There's not a question that he's getting way better sparring in Philly. That's not a question. Heard Ennis is going to fight Abias Abrao versus Bro. That was a hell of a fight. And I'm not going to lie. Abrao could be on upset alert. Just saying. Never gets tired. Body shots from hell. Fights at multiple ranges. That'd be a hell of a fight. But I mean, we're gonna have to see. That'd be a hell of a fight. But isn't this fight with Lima for the interim WBA title? Didn't they do that? Where this fight with Lima is now for the interim WBA title? Where the thing is trending towards Kyle Ball versus Wilder next. Oh, terrible matchup for Wilder. No. Jit Kyle Bell. Wait a minute. No. He actually already has a fight announced. I'm sorry. Nelson Heisa. He's 40. I believe he's a 40-year-old, 37-year-old undefeated heavyweight. I've only seen him fight one time, and I forgot who it was. Who did I see him fight? Honestly, I don't even remember him fighting any of these guys, so I don't even remember. But yeah, I thought he was supposed to fight Nelson Heisa. Is that not actually the case? I swear, am I tripping? I thought, because actually you're right, because BoxRec actually has Nelson Heisa fighting Abel Pasut. Bro, these boxing reports got me fucked up, bro. I'm going to go search Ajit Kayabel on Twitter and see what boxing reports come up. Let's see here, mate. Let's see here. Bro, I swear. See, okay, so I don't know what's happening because it says I got this, or I mean, it could just be because of this site. I've seen this a few different reports on this that he was supposed to be fighting Nelson Heisa in January, but Nelson does have a match scheduled for October. A few different accounts reported on it, but it isn't official and it's not on BoxRec. So you could be right, Mark. I really hope not for I like Deontay Wilder as a human, bro. Like, I don't know. Deontay just seems like a cool dude. Like, he just seems like he's really chilled out over the years, right, too, as well. And he just seems like someone, like, I don't know, that you just want to hang out with. I like people from the South. I think people from the South are the shit. And Deontay Wilder, someone I root for as a human. So my heart says I would not want to see him fight a Jit Kaya Bell. Give him fucking, who's the dude? God, who's that garbage ass dude that had that horrible disqualification against Skylar Lacey? Who's the heavyweight, guys? Horrible disqualification against Skylar Lacey. And everyone had him to win rounds 1 through 5 just recently, like 2 fights ago. And he went to and he had the slowest, most boring fight of all time. I don't remember if he got a late stoppage. Fuck, who is this dude? Skylar Lacey, who is this dude? That's why I want to see someone like Deontay Wilder fight. Feed him this guy so he can go out on a huge win, bro. What is this dude's name? Oh, that's why it's not coming up. It's on the TLCBS. Brandon Moore, bro. Feed Deontay Wilder, Brandon Moore. Thank you, Mar. Thank you. I was on BoxRec when I was looking. Feed Deontay Wilder, Brandon Moore, brother. Give him Brandon Moore or Stanley Wright or Skylar Lacey. Let him go out on a huge dub, bro. Like, didn't Deontay just knock out Stanley Wright? My brain melts when you see all these people here. Yeah, bro. I understand. Wilder always has the best thing is undeniably. He always has a puncher's chance. And one thing that was always underrated about Wilder that no one ever talked about, he set up his hand pretty well. He stopped doing it later in fights. But how do you think he got Fury out of there? He kept loading Fury into the right hand. Slowly, every time you step on the outside foot, okay, I'm going to throw it. Like, it was a setup. It was a setup. I fucks with Deontay Wilder, man. I just really don't want to see him go out bad. 2 advantages for Wardley are he doesn't like to fight heavy. He doesn't fight like a heavyweight. Fast and better movement. Parker boxing isn't as great as Huni. There are positive factors favoring the Wardley pick. Hey, my hand history vote kind of giving me the thumbs up on it. Skylar Lacey may beat Deontay Wilder at this point. He's wash, man. Skylar Lacey. Does anyone remember the Skylar Lacey Brandon Moore fight? That is, to this day, one of the worst fights I've ever seen. This is why I hate taping heavyweight boxing. That's why I hate taping heavyweight boxing. Damn, I still can't believe you went to decision with DeAndre Savage. Whoa, that was probably like a plus 600 play or something crazy like that. Something absolutely crazy here. Y'all telling me Victor Postal's elite? Who? Victor Postal. Let's see here. We got any see, we don't got no we don't have any updates on this Postal fight, y'all. We don't have any updates on this Postal fight. They don't show no love to Victor Postal. They don't show no love. They went over the ropes and the ref started, bro. This was a bear wrestling match. It was like, I will never forget. And I was sitting there, bro. And it made me think, like, how degenerate I either am too much of a degenerate to be watching this fight, or I just love boxing that much because, dude, what the fuck was that? That's one of the funniest fights I've seen. It was like Yanquiel Rivera, Angelino Cordova. Like one of those fights you're just like, what am I watching right now, man? I cannot believe what I'm watching, guys. You guys got any MMA picks today? There's actually a few dudes on MMA. Anyone want a few MMA picks? Just curious. Usually my homie that jumps in and asks for the MMA picks isn't here today, so I'm going to drop a few anyways, just because there are a few things that I think are actually worthy of taking a stab at here. Let me jump to these odds, mates. Let me jump to these odds here. I've always noticed too in my lives is the numbers will always go down just a few from when I start talking about boxing to MMA. All the boxing dudes are like, peace. It's but hey, money making. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I mean, the way that Michael Aswell was steamed. Mark, can you start telling our boy Johnny to stop posting bets on Instagram? Can we please tell our boy Johnny to stop posting bets on Instagram, because these monies get steamed. Not saying it's because of him, but just anyone. Guys, bad betting strategy. If there's someone we like, we keep it a secret and tell the homies. We don't post it on social media because, dude, his double chance for a finish, this is insane. I watched his double chance yesterday go from plus 330, and I was sweating a college football bet, so I didn't take it, to plus 250, to now a plus 185. His line for a finish has gotten steamed more than $1.60. That is fucking insane due to the broken hand of Lucas. Like, that is absolutely insane to me. You can cash out your bet now if you have him by finish for more than plus money. It's absolutely insane, mate. It's absolutely insane. I put a little half unit on it at plus 250. I wish I would have got it at plus 330. Insane, insane, insane. So, yeah, man, I cannot believe how that line got steamed. I mean, everybody was all over it when they saw that broken hand. And I don't know why everyone was all over it, because watch, this fight's probably going to get canceled. I would not doubt if they make a call and cancel it due to irregulatories and things of that nature, bro. Like, dog, Chris, it's just insane, man. It's insane. All right, so let me get back to these bets for y'all. I like Clayton Carpenter at plus money, plus 106. I think Clayton Carpenter is a more skilled overall fighter than Jalal Filo. I think Filo is a little bit more of a dog and more willing to fight, but I think Clayton Carpenter is enough of a dog and tough as hell and has a higher level of competition possibly with the Tagir Ulanbekov. Now, I also like, now this is the unpopular opinion of the week, y'all. I think Mateus Gamrot's going to clear Charles Oliveira. I think it's going to be a 4-1, at worst 3-2 clear kind of fight. I think Charles Oliveira is too willing to lay on his back against someone that can scramble and move offensively, wrestling-wise. I think Charles Oliveira's chin is washed, taking this fight on turnaround at short notice. Either he doesn't listen to his team or his team doesn't care about him, which is a big deal in my personal opinion. I like Gamrot in this fight, even on the shorter notice for Gamrot. I like Gamrot in this fight here. I think Gamrot's pace and pressure is solid, even though we've seen him slower down in the later fights. I just think the thing is he's not going to have to work as hard to take Charles Oliveira down. If you have to work very hard to take someone down, you have to chain wrestle and cause 10 to 11 takedowns. I understand where it's an issue. But when you don't have to work that hard for it, I think it makes it completely different. Now, let me pull up the special that I like for you guys. Give me one quick second here. There's a takedown special on FanDuel that I like for you guys, and I think this is well worth taking. Could be on DraftKings. I think the line, you know, it's always funny, baked within every single Charles Oliveira line in history is fan bias. This is one thing that I don't think enough people talk about, is the fan bias. The fact that every single line that Charles Oliveira has ever had is how much they love him. So let me show you guys something. If you like this fight to go longer, which if you don't want a money line pick, I love Gamrot for 4 takedowns at damn near even money. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. Like, I mean, honestly, if you want to take a stab, I think Charles Oliveira for, if you want to take a small stab at plus 300 for a takedown is also very interesting too as well. But bro, you're giving me Mateus Gamrot that's going to spam wrestling shots, low singles, cage wrestling. Stop it. I'm going to take it all day. I'm going to take the takedown prop all day. I love that play. I love that. Yeah, Dayton, I'm glad that you like it too as well, man, because I think Gamrot knows what time it is. I think he knows that he needs to stay smart, keep his head off a line, not get cracked with teep kicks early, not get cracked with straight hands, low singles, run the pipe off the cage, get behind Charles Oliveira as compared to letting Charles Oliveira get behind him. He can Granby roll. He can scramble. He's not going to get caught with some leg lock bullshit. And honestly, man, he grapples with good grapplers at ATT. And Grant Dawson's someone that I think is really good. I think style, body-wise, strength-wise, I think Grant Dawson's a good comparison of someone that he's probably been grappling at ATT that could be getting him ready for this fight. So he has the inside info with Dustin Poirier that's already fought in Charles Oliveira. So Yeah, I like Gamrot here. I think it's a don't overthink it spot. Honestly, I think you could take the 2 quick turnaround parlay, as I'm gonna call it. You could take Josh Padley via finish. That's the only way really to take Josh Padley. If you prefer him by decision, I understand that too. And you could take Gamrot. I think two guys that have turned around way too quickly, and Reese Bellotti and Charles Oliveira, and they should not be fist fighting after the damage they took in less than 3 to 5 months' time. There's just no way in hell. Who signed off on this shit? Like, I understand that Charles Oliveira probably wants one last home crowd payday. Yeah, let's. Oh, hell yeah, Mar. I got some more picks for you, brother. Let's get back to it. I think Charles Oliveira wants one last payday. Yeah, I think he's going to be getting that one last payday, and I think not payday. I'm sorry, home crowd feeling, hometown crowd. Sorry, I'm having such a mind block this morning, guys. The coffee has not kicked in. My apologies. I also just found another prop that I love. I wish they gave us an over-under, but this is a big plus money prop that I actually really like here for you. I'm going to share my screen here. Let me jump back to it here. Rondo, what's up, brother? I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you, mate. It's been a minute. All right, fellas. This one, I'm telling you guys, another Brazilian that's willing to fall to jiu-jitsu versus Clayton Carpenter, who's an Arizona boy, pretty solid wrestler too as well. Arizona is, I would say, probably like a top 13 state in the United States in wrestling. And this guy's a 2-time state champ here. Pretty good jiu-jitsu background too as well. 3 takedowns for Clayton Carpenter at plus 350. He needs 1 takedown a round in this case against a guy that will be willing to accept the takedown in his back. And the best thing about these takedown props is you need them to get up 1 time and then have them get dumped back down 1 time. I love it. Let's see if there's any EV on Michael Aswell. Guys, look at how crazy this is. Michael Aswell on DK yesterday was plus 380. Plus 380, y'all. And he is now a plus 180. Absolutely insane, mate. Absolutely insane. So, Rondo, you got any plays that you like this weekend, or you have any picks that you want me to go over too as well? I know you're just tuning in, so I don't want to leave you hanging on any picks. I'll actually do a quick recap. Dom, what up, mate? Hope you're doing well. All right, I'll just give everybody a quick recap of the plays I like starting from boxing here. I like Dave Allen a lot here. I already went over it. I have $160 total dollars on Dave Allen at plus 125. I have $41, which equates to 4 total units for me. $50 units are my bets. I have $41 on Dave Allen by knockout too as well. I have $50 on Guido Vianello. That fight, I think, is eeky. I think that's a true 50-50 fight, actually. I think it's a tale of 2 halves. I think Alexis Barrera early. I think Guido late. I really like the boots over 7.5 rounds. I think Lima is a sturdy, tough customer. I think Lima, the move up. And also I like what I hear from Boots's interviews too as well, where he's saying, I'm coming in here to have fun. I'm coming in here to put on a performance. I'm not going to chase the knockout, which I think is very important to note too as well. When it comes to MMA, I like Clayton Carpenter's money line. I like his money line, which is at plus 108. I like his takedowns for UFC at 3 takedowns at plus 350. My favorite line of the day for UFC could be Gamrot over 3.5 takedowns at minus 135. Again, you can find this on DraftKings, or you can find this on FanDuel that also has takedown props. You have Gamrot over 3.5 takedowns at even money or minus 135, depending on your book. The fights that I will be betting live today for boxing, I will be betting the Smalls versus Vasquez fight live. I will be looking into the Vasily versus the Giorgio Vasily versus having mind blocks. James Wilkins fight live as well. Looking into Vasily if he may get a knockout, depending on how the fight goes in motion. So yeah, these are kind of how I'm going to be playing the day. Oh, Josh Padley knockout. I really like Josh Padley knockout. That seems to be an unpopular pick on my end. I've had a lot of from people that I trust and respect. Shout out my boy Hans History Vault. Shout out my boy Live Boxing Betting from Twitter too as well. They seem to think that Reese Bellotti is a little bit more live than I think he is. I think Padley goes in there and stops him to the body with volume and combinations. So that's really my rundown, y'all. Josh Padley by knockout. I like the over 7.5 for Boots. I like Dave Allen. I like Dave Allen to eventually get it done via knockout. I like Guido Vianello. Don't love Guido Vianello, just like Guido Vianello. I love Gamrot over 3.5 takedowns. I really like Clayton Carpenter. I think Clayton Carpenter 3.5 takedowns is also pretty awesome too as well. So it's really my rundown of picks. Is there anything I missed? Anything y'all want me to jump back on to as well? Be more than happy to discuss it here. So I've been slacking because I have a top 10 prospects video I want to drop, and 2 of the prospects have dropped since I've made that too as well. I got Bostain over, Smalls over, boost money line. That's actually a great bet. That's actually a great bet because I think Bostain Fawaz, if I were to put like an anecdotal number on it, I think Boston Fawaz goes to decision 90% of the time. I like Smalls by decision. If he gets it done today, I think he gets it done by decision. And I mean, it doesn't matter how you see Boots getting it done. Boots should get it done versus Lima. Lima always has a chance, but he's not a big enough puncher for him to have a huge puncher's chance versus Boots, in my personal opinion. So I love that parlay. Plus 104. What book do you have that on? What book do you have that on, mate? And I just noticed your profile picture. What's up, cute puppy? Hell yeah, dog. I love dogs, bro. Fucking big dog guy. My boy Inouye is literally lying on the bed in front of me as I live stream right now. His ears just perked up as I said that. So fuck yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Love a cute puppy, brother. But yeah, what book is that on, Rando? I'm actually going to tell you on that. I'm going to go put a unit on that play because I think that's actually a really good play. Bet online, bet. I actually don't have bet online. Let me ask this. Have you ever had any issues with withdrawals and things of that nature? Just because with offshore books, I think I've told the story before. I don't know if you remember me telling the story or if you were here on that live. I had a Bovada account and I built it up to a pretty good number. And I bet it all on Rafael dos Anjos over Paul Felder by points decision, which won. So when I went to log back into this, Bovada locked me out of my account. They locked me out of my account. And I did like everything from supports, all I could do, locked out my account, never got my money. Bovada resets after 18 months, I believe, to where you can relog back in and create a new account. I went to relog back in and create a new account, and it was blocked from Arizona at that point. Yeah, so I have just like trust issues when it comes to offshore books, to be honest. Dave Allen to win by DQ at plus 80,000 on FanDuel. Yeah, bro. I'll put $10 on that. There's no doubt I'll put $10 on that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I love sprinkling stupid stuff. I'm not going to lie. I always dedicate 1 unit a weekend to stupid shit every weekend. And it's like, I split up my single unit to just a bunch of dumb stupid stuff that I'm like, hey, maybe this could hit. So I never post those officially, clearly. Unfortunately, they track on Picket officially, but I never post those officially because I would never want to mislead someone with just some BS. So, damn. I have Bovada too, but I'm locked out of my account. See, they're fuckers, bro. They lock out anybody that has any semblance of winning. I just can't you can't parlay prop bets. That's whack. I mean, at least they offer prop bets, though. That's the biggest thing. As long as the book offers prop bets, if you can still get it, still works out. I'm still waiting for this. It is insane that they haven't announced this Postal Moya, and we can't even watch it anywhere, y'all. Do you guys, by chance, just curious, do you guys know where you can find this Ukrainian stream for Postal versus Moya? Because I would like to see. I hate this. I'll tell you guys right now, I hate having a bet on a fight, even though it's only a 0.8 of a unit. I hate having bets on fights that I can't watch. Like, it makes my stomach turn almost. Like, I don't like using the term anxiety, but it gives me damn near anxiety. I'm just like, fuck, bro. Like, I just want to see my guy if he's getting smoked or if he's doing the smoking. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, y'all, we're about an hour here. I'm about to cast out. Got to get the rest of the day going here. Going to go get a quick workout in. Then we're going to lock in for the fights today. Quick last rundown. David Allen money line. Guido Vianello money line. Boots over 7.5. For MMA, you got Clayton Carpenter money line. You have Clayton Carpenter over 3. You have Clayton Carpenter 3 takedowns plus 350. Love Gamrot 3.5 takedowns. I actually really like Gamrot's money line in general too as well. So, and also Padley by knockout too as well. FX coaching, what's up, brother? He likes Fawaz by decision plus 400. That's a good line. That's a good line. And honestly, I think that fight goes to a high clip. If you think you're going to take that fight either which way, man, Fawaz by decision plus 400. I think you take either fighter by decision in general. I just think you take Bostain by decision or Fawaz by decision. I don't think either one of them. I got burned by Allen once against David Price. Damn, you're an OG of the game. You're an OG of the game if you were betting on Allen versus David Price. That's awesome, bro. But yeah, this is back. I guess I'll note this really quickly before I go. Allen, as we know, has been super finicky in his career, going to pubs and drinking before fights, not taking fighting seriously, getting in his own head, even with the Frazier Clark fight, looking over to the ref like, dude, what the hell do I need? Like, I just really hope he took this camp seriously, because at the weigh-in, he looked in okay shape, but he didn't look in great shape. And I love that he explained that he needed to have a little bit more mass on him to deal with the size and the bullying of Makhmudov. But in the end of the day, this is make or break for him. It's a big deal, and I just hope he doesn't get into his own head, because if anyone beats Allen this fight, I really think it's him. I think has a good enough chin and good enough shape to not get knocked out by Makhmudov. Like, Makhmudov has some crazy power, but I don't think it's like Deontay Wilder equalizing power. So I'll leave it at that. With that being said, y'all, I appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, I have my predictions here. I have Boots Lima, full tape study. I have Makhmudov Allen, full tape study. And I have Guido Barriere, full tape study, all on my page. Official predictions actually has its own little playlist if you guys want to check it out. As always, guys, it's love, it's peace, it's chicken grease. I'm going to see y'all next time.